the patience with things, and you know, when my whole, like, you know, for the last 20 years of my career, I've been kind of in control of everything I did. And like, you lose all control when there's a 5-year-old telling you they're not going to eat that food you put in front of them. It's like, being a dad definitely humbles you, and you got to work on, obviously my temper has been very altered since she's been born. You know, one of the things that I pride myself in is that I've walked away from a lot of potential really bad situations that have happened since my daughter was born. And I got to credit Sean Price, because when, like, the week he passed away, my daughter was born. And one of the last things he told me was like, all that shit you've been doing, you got to cut it out. And because, you know, there was a time, I grew up DJing in Boston and like running around Massachusetts and New Hampshire, and just getting into fights was like normal shit. And I came to New York with that, and there was a lot of problems going on. You know, we'd have fun with it, but we'd be in LES every night getting into fights and this and that. And it was like the night before my daughter was born, I broke my hand in a crazy, crazy situation that could have ended up bad. And after that, Sean was like, dude, you can't do that no more. And I was like, you know what? I was already going to withhold what I was going to respect what he told me regardless, but then he passed away. And I was like, nah, man. I'm like, you know, fuck this, man. So I've been like super duper disciplined since she's been born. And that's one of the bigger things. And then now it's like, it's the balancing act for real, because I'm a single dad now, and that's new to me. So when I have her half the week, like, I don't drink, I don't go out, I don't do nothing. Like, I usually go to bed, even tonight, like my mother's watching her right now, but I'll be home before midnight, and I'll be right there when she wakes up. She don't even know I'm gone. So it's like, being a dad's my favorite thing on the planet, especially like after the kind of career I've had so far. And I'm far from done, but now it's like I'm in the position where I can do that and take half the week and do that. I never did that in my life before. Like, my whole life was hip hop forever until she was born, and then it changed everything. The balancing act. It's the balancing act for real. That's why I was being called that. But now it all got amplified to another level, like to a whole new galaxy. Because before I was doing it, I was waiting until she went to bed every night. Then I'd go to the studio. Then I'd DJ a club. I'd come home at 6 in the morning. But when she woke up at 9, I'd be like, hey. Then she'd go to school. I'd drop her off at school. I'd go to sleep, pick her up at school. Now it's like, no, she's homeschooling. That's a whole nother balancing act in itself, is dealing with the kids' parents and all that in the background, watching soap operas during the school, and the teacher telling everybody to shut up. It's crazy. I'm not letting my daughter go to school until, like, physically, she does it on Zoom, and I don't even know if I want to keep that up, but I'm not letting her go back until at least the next school year. So we'll see. Now we all had it, like my whole family had it, so it's like that was early. So it's like, it's not even that I'm worried about getting it again, but you never know. It's not that. It's just I just don't want her around human beings right now, bro. The things we've been seeing on TV and the way people's mentality have been, and like I'm really just disappointed in humanity a lot of times. But then when I do see the greatness in people, it just makes it that much more special, and I'm grateful for it. But I try to just like, I've cut a lot of things off, you know, because you got to realize I was out prior to March 14th, 2020. I was out 6 nights a week. I was in a different city every other day. I was flying almost it was nonstop, you know, insanity. And I was around so many people every night, going to festivals, all that. And then boom, now it's like, I get to sit back and watch how people react and how they act when it's time to stand up for what's right, or, you know, just be a decent human being. And this year, a lot of people showed who they were. I mean, I feel like everybody already knew it was like that. It's just like seeing it in your face at the most important time is crazy. And then seeing the people that you never thought would even go a certain way, go that way. It's like, damn, man, like, it's disappointing, but it is what it is, man. I definitely, like, one of the things for next year is I want to buy some property. Like, this year I was like this close to closing on a house when things just hit the fan, and it was like, you know what, I'm gonna fall back and wait for a better time. That's one of the things I want to get more into, and I want to get more into thinking about like getting a spot in like Hawaii or somewhere, like just outside of everything, and just, you know, like I'm all over the place with my thoughts sometimes, but if I was gonna move anywhere, it'd be like either Hawaii or like in the middle of nowhere in like Vermont or something, and just have like a little complex where like everything gets done. But I mean, I love New York City so much. I've been here for 17 years now, and I don't plan on going nowhere I'm definitely going to keep a studio here. Like, I love it here. The Brooklyn energy and just the way I got a lot of family in New York now, like, you know, extended family. So I need that energy to keep doing what I'm doing. So I'll always be in New York, but I definitely want to start looking into more ownership of things. That's one thing this year that I definitely think is time to do, especially with a new market opening up after all this.